guys, welcome to another video. I hope you had a great month. My month was quite stressful, so when I thought about what to do as a video this time, I came up with the idea of a comfy storytime video. A storytime video is a video where I tell you a real story about my life that really happened like this, and I think this is a great way to get to know each other even better, and of course to have a stressless, relaxed time for you, for me, and who doesn't need less stress in these trying times. So for this video I just want you to listen, get comfy, get a comfy blanket, grab your hot or cold beverage of choice, and just have a good time and listen to my story. Here we go. As some of you may know, I was a big fan of Sailor Moon, the super popular anime and super popular manga. And when I started getting interested in manga, especially here in Germany, where we got much stuff much later, Sailor Moon was one of the first series that caught my eye. I still love the flowy, airy, colorful illustrations, and as I said, when I was just at the beginning of my manga fandom, must be when I was like 15 or 16, we had a comic shop in Berlin, and at that time that was something super special. We're talking about 1998 maybe, so super long time ago. And at that time it was really difficult to get your hands on any manga or comic related stuff, and because Berlin is a special place, we had several comic shops here. And to my amazement, one day they started to have manga there. And you have to imagine this comic shop. It was in a very rundown area of Berlin, and you may know Kreuzberg, and at that time it was a really dark and dirty place where you wouldn't go when you're 14 or 15. And I had a girlfriend at that time who was also interested in manga, and one day we when we searched for shops where we could get our comics and manga, we came across that shop. And it was in the deepest, dirtiest part of Kreuzberg, and we were so afraid to go there, but you know, we kind of interlinked our arms and went like, yeah, we do this every day. And of course we didn't. We came we had to drive 30 minutes with the metro to get there, and we were so, oh my god, all those punks everywhere and so dirty. And we were quite afraid, and even inside the shop we were like a bit queasy. And I remember watching the customers and the shop staff, who was a big burly comic guy, and in a small area they actually had manga stuff. So what did they have? To my absolute amazement, they had art books, and I didn't even know what art books were at that time. I just knew, okay, these are like collections of illustrations, And when I skimmed through the books, and there were like 4 books there, not more, I came across this book here, this one, Sailor Moon, the first art book. Actually, at that time, it was the only art book having been published, and of course it was in Japanese, and I hardly knew the series at that time. We were at a super early stage at that time in Germany with the series. I think Ray and Amy had just joined, and to my amazement, they had like the original illustrations. Like, why are they looking so different? Why are they watercolored? And for a not that informed young girl, these illustrations looked super strange. Like, they had these really even bigger eyes than I was accustomed to, long, thin hands and fingers, and it looked really strange. It reminded me a bit of fashion illustrations, like with the really elongated bodies. And even though I was not enchanted because the style was so strange, I just knew I had to have it, because it was so different than anything, really anything I had ever seen at that time. Like, as I said, 98. When I saw the price, I knew, okay, forget it. It was just too much. The price tag was like, I think 60 mark. So like 30 euro, which is in hindsight, and for me as an adult, not much. I mean, 30 euro, that's nothing for me today. But at that time, with 14, it was a huge amount of money, and my family never had a lot of money, so it was even more money, and it was like thrice the amount I even had. So maybe you can compare it to like now when something costs 600 euro. That's for me a big price tag. At that time, 30 euro was an unobtainable price tag. And I was, of course, sad and disappointed, but oh well, thought nothing more about it and left it where I was. When Christmas drew near, actually my mother asked what I wanted to have, and at that time I remembered there was this art book in the comic shop, and I told my mother about it, and I think I already mentioned it. She wasn't that much of a comic nerd, like, at all. And what are you doing, cat? And but for me, she knew it was important for me. I think she made up her mind about the art book being a possible present. We shortly before Christmas we drove to Kreuzberg again with my mother in tow. Now comes the funny part. When I entered the comic shop, I went straight for the aisle where I knew the art book would be. And what I didn't know, that my mother had been there beforehand. And she had a plan. So when I went to the aisle, to my utter shock, the art book was gone. And I just stood there dumbfounded, like struck by lightning. I could have this art book, and it wasn't just gone. And what I didn't know is that my mother at that time was talking to the staff in the back of the comic shop, where she had had made a reservation for this exact Sailor Moon art book, and the guy was in the know what was going on. And when I returned to them, like the comic guy and my mother, and I was so sad, and I said, it's gone, the art book is gone, and where did you put it? Maybe you put it somewhere else. And the guy, I mean, he was no actor, of course, and the guy was like, and the art book? And my mother was like, and he, oh yeah, the art book, oh yeah, we sold it, it's gone, I'm so sorry. And I didn't cry, but I was really sad. I was really disappointed, and I went out the shop like lightning, and my mother on my trails, secretly being like Kiki. And then Christmas came, and of course there was still a lot of presents that made me happy. And then I came over a present that was gift wrapped, and it was quite huge, and I was like, what is this? And I touched it and felt it, and it's like a book. And when I ripped the packaging off, and it was this book, I was so overjoyed. I was so very happy. It was like a true treasure for me at that time. Something I could have never bought with my own money. Something that I had never seen in Germany. Today, I mean, it's difficult today to imagine not being able to get something that you want with Amazon and online shopping being available every time, every day. But at that time it was like having found a sunken treasure from the bottom of the sea. So it was super special for me to have this. And I turned to my mother, and I said, how? But they sold it. And she was like, yeah, they sold it to me. And she was laughing, being super proud of her scheme, actually. And I was like, Mom, you're so mean, but I'm so happy. Ah. And it was one of the best Christmases I had. And to this day, I of course cherish the book because it's Sailor Moon, and it's also still a kind of treasure. And I would have never ever for no money in the world given away that book. And I think even now it's kind of you have to really search hard for it. The price rose astronomically, and I would never give it away, never sell it, because it's super special for me. So yeah, that was my story time video. I hope you had fun listening to my neat little story. And over the years, my mother made her peace with me being a comic artist. So this is the end of the video. I hope you had fun. I had fun telling you this, and I hope you will have another great month, and we'll see each other with another video when it's time. And till then, I hope you stay healthy and safe, and don't give up, stay strong, and we'll see each other. Thank you as always. Bye bye. See you.